If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's start this week off right. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. Welcome back, man. Happy Tuesday. We were going to do a show yesterday, but I decided to take the day away and come back on a Tuesday because we can do things like that over here at the GMS show. Now, first and foremost, as always, I would like you to hit that like button on your way in and share the live as well. GMS fam, the green room. If you are here, tap into the live chat. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Shout out your city. I see you. Justin Furlow is here. Glittery Bubbles is here. Nairobi is here. Straight from Amsterdam, getting swallowed up. How's the swallowing in Amsterdam, huh? They got the bitches got good neck in Amsterdam, huh? Is that what it is, Nairobi? Hey, man. Glad to be back, man. I hope everybody's doing well. You know, we start off every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well, my GMS fam. Hey, man, there's a lot to discuss, a lot of things that happened over the weekend, a lot of things to get to, and we need to discuss them. What up, One Fast R's in the building? My GMS fam is coming into the chat as we speak, man. I appreciate y'all piling in gradually. Now, before I get to the topics, man, I got a little bit of time today to address a little something, because although I know where I stand, although you guys know where I stand, those that have been watching and, you know, have common sense and can use logic and reasoning and, you know, just are overall smart individuals, you know that I don't have to continue to explain what it is that I do here, but you got to understand, when certain people become semi-popular or popular, whatever the case may be, or when your videos or shorts or lives, they get a little bit of popularity or they start to get a little bit of numbers, you start to get some people that pile into the chat because they're fanboys of whoever it is that they like. Now, in this particular case, because I'm not somebody that, you know, will hold my tongue or try to be nonchalant or send empty shots at anybody. Corey Holcomb has a lot of fanboys who pretend to be alpha males, but really just niggas on the internet that like to type in comments and, you know, say a lot of weird shit. And, you know, usually it doesn't bother me because I understand what they're doing and I understand that they have an unnatural allegiance to fuck niggas. But when we talk about the subject of exposing somebody for being a creep and a weirdo and a PEDO, you had quite a few individuals who jumped into the comments section and cared about everything else but that. And you would have thought that people actually were turned off or disgusted by that type of thing, like I was, and a lot of other people that I seen who have seen my video or have seen my live of me talking about a certain individual. But it seems like they still, I mean, I'm talking about they juggle that man's nuts in their eyeballs so much that they can't see what's in front of them. Now, I'm going to say this one last time. One last time. After this, anybody that's trying to spread a narrative or whatever, you just getting X'd out. I don't care about none of that. But I'm going to say this first and foremost. How do you guys care? And I'm speaking about the fanboys who just gargle nuts all day. How do you care more about me talking about things that happen on the 5150 show or Corey Holcomb more than you care about a whole weirdo PEDO? That's first and foremost. That's the biggest thing right there. I don't care about anything else, but that right there was proven, and somehow y'all still was in the comment. Oh, you all you do is talk about 5150. Oh, your whole channel is built around 5150. Who gives a damn when it comes to shit like that? Who cares? Please understand that you are just as complacent and as accepting of that behavior as the person that is engaging in it. Now, y'all will call me a gossip channel, but then you got to ask yourself, what does Corey do? Let me guess. He just reports about the stuff, huh? He's reporting, and I guess we're just over here gossiping, huh? Well, I'm sure you guys, I mean, forget everything else that's happened in the past. Let's just look at this year alone, this month alone, the beginning of the year. That's it, just January. It's only been 23 days into the new year. Let's ask ourselves the question. You call me a gossip channel, but since January has started, we've seen Corey interject himself into a situation that had nothing to do with him, spread narratives about other comedians due to a situation that had nothing to do with him, and then go on to berate, disrespect, call out, and expose another comedian who had nothing to say about him but about the person that at first he was talking against. Now, call it what you want, but just like Corey and just like myself or anybody that's on here talking about anything on the internet, you have the right to have an opinion about whatever. See, I'm not the ignorant dumbass who continues to try to put labels on everybody else who does the same exact thing that I do. I'm not here to minimize something else that somebody did just because I have a bigger platform. It's crazy how people ignore the obvious or the hypocritical shit that comes from it. You niggas got Corey dick so far down your throat, you compromising your own morals and integrity to ignore a whole pedo. Think about that. That's all I want. That's all I mean, that's really all I have to say when it comes to that. Because the rest of the shit is whatever. Y'all gonna say what y'all say. I mean, I'm not here to deter anybody. That's another thing. People got confused. I'm not here to deter anybody from being a fan of anybody. I'm not here to make you think that somebody else is a bad person. I'm not here to spread narratives or have you judge somebody or just, oh, everybody from 5150, come over here. Let's talk crazy. It's never been the case. There's a reaction to every action. And all of this started with a single DM from a fat weirdo pedo. That's a fact. It's all documented here on my channel. So for anybody that has a problem or any fanboys or any dick riders that want to come through and say whatever they want to say, be my guest, but you have to address that as well. And if you don't, then you're just complacent and you're accepting of the behavior of a person that does that type of shit. And that's all I got to say about that. Now, GMS, nobody is harassing me. Nobody. Not a phone call from a private number, not a DM, not a anything. The last thing that was said towards my way was when Corey decided to say something on his show about a hoe ass nigga in Minnesota, but didn't address the bitch ass nigga that likes little kids sitting in front of him or on his, in his chat room as a moderator. A good friend of his who he likes to call and have on the show every once in a while. Yeah, I mean, deflection at its best. But it's not like I just sat on the internet and made accusations. I mean, I'm pretty sure the evidence is right there in front of your face. I brought the evidence, physical evidence. And it was just a fraction too. And I think that's another reason why niggas try to tiptoe around shit, because they don't know what else I have. It was only a fraction. When I made that live, it was only a fraction of the evidence that I had. A fraction. Think about that. And even more crazy is that after I did the live, people from where that nigga is from started to hit me to bring more information about the man. Now, see, I'm not the type of person that will just go ahead and put that info out because I don't have the proof behind that. See, I'm not dumb. But some of the things that I've heard is very damaging. And I could put allegedlys behind these things. Like when somebody messaged me and allegedly said that there's video of that man giving somebody else head, which is why he's not around his hometown anymore. Or him trying to, you know what? Let me stop. How y'all doing today, GMS fam? I'm doing all right. I just had to make this clear. You know what I'm saying? Some people be in the comments saying dumb shit, and it's like, no, pay attention to the task at hand. Pay attention to the task at hand. Somebody just got exposed for being a whole PEDO, and y'all niggas is in my comments talking about me talking to the 5150 show. First of all you have to do for those that come through, all he does is talk about 5150 and all his content is on 5150 built this channel. Hey, for anybody that's new here, I get it. You don't understand. You don't understand that I've said millions of times on this platform over the past 2 years that if it wasn't for me speaking on the 5150 show and certain fans from the 5150 show coming to this channel, it wouldn't be as big as it was, or as it is now. That's a fact. See, I'm not one of these hoe ass niggas who lie to people on the internet or try to save face or pretend to be something that I'm not on a daily fucking basis because I'm trying to swindle people into believing that I am somebody that I'm not. I've said this thousands of times already on this channel. But it is also a fact that all you have to do is take 10 seconds to go on my channel and see from my videos, my shorts, and my lives what this channel is about. It's very easy. But not a lot of people are smart, and it seems like a lot of people willfully ignore things just to say certain things because, like I said, they ride grown man nuts. And it's usually other really grown, like niggas is older than me that be in my comment section swinging from Corey's nuts. It's the craziest shit in the world, and these be the so-called alpha males. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get into these topics, man, because we got to talk about this shit. That's my last time addressing that bullshit. Unless anybody else has anything else they want to say or bring something my way, I'm not doing it. Now, Dave Chappelle, he has been catching the Twitter sphere by storm. Matter of fact, I just want to say, full disclaimer, don't nobody call Twitter X, okay? I know Elon changed it to X. We don't give a fuck about none of that. Elon, it is not X, it's Twitter, and I'm going to continue to call it Twitter in a sign of protest. Now, on Twitter, Dave has been catching the viral bug because he decided that he wanted to respond to the viral Katt Williams interview on Club Shay Shay. Now, what he decided to do was make it very apparent that he didn't enjoy Katt going at other black comedians. And in his own words, he feels like he didn't go after the white man. Listen to this.
And I don't know where Katt is, but that nigga's waiting for all of us. TV. Katt is gonna kill us all. Oh my God. I love everybody, but I love Katt Williams more than a lot of people. And that nigga is wild.
And Wreck TV.
All right. I'm at war with the Illuminati too. But what part of the war is ethering Cedric the Entertainer? I'm going to dismantle the Illuminati. But I'm going to stop with Cedric the Entertainer.
And Wreck TV.
Cedric's a good dude. He's old, he's fat. Leave this nigga alone.
And Wreck TV.
Steve Harvey doesn't even do this anymore. Jones.
He said Steve don't even
tweet. Don't tell anybody what I'm saying. This bitch like she's tweeting LA Times. Katt Williams beef is hot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Everybody put your phones down. Let's just have a good time. You said what? No, D-Ray. You know why? Because Marlon Wayans called me and told me you said what Katt did was good for comedy.
Hey, this nigga Dave put D-Ray on blast. D-Ray tried to come through and try to say something else. Said, no. Because Marlon Wayans called Dave and told him what D-Ray said. Now, here's the thing, too. I think we've gotten to such a messed up place in comedy where comedians can't go and talk about things that are happening in real life and still put a comedic twist on it without people taking what they're saying as like, oh, you know, he's going at Katt or he calls Katt out, shit like that. And it's always the reaction of other people that turns it into something else that it shouldn't be.
No, it's not.
And Wreck TV.
Nigga, I'm 50. No, it's not. No, because he did it.
He shot a lot of lights regardless of what motherfucker. He shot a lot of lights on comedy when shit was boring. Motherfuckers out here bored, then the motherfucker he made it basketball again. It's competitive. Yeah. You want? Can we get? You going 2000?
No, shut up, nigga, because you know why I disagree? Because I put a special out the same day, and it was fine. And this nigga had to come out, I read 3,000 books by the time I was 7 years old. What the fuck are you talking about? Man, we challenging money. Where's the money in that? Where is the money in that?
He dropped the album, he put out a mixtape.
Yeah. And Wreck TV.
Nigga, that sounds ridiculous.
No, I said you had to talk about it, so I know I was smart.
No, say it again. All right. He said, D-Ray, I will check. Yes. I put out an album and he put out a mixtape.
Yeah, your shit pop. You put out a mixtape.
Can I get another Casamigno? It's fun being drunk, isn't it, Dion? Dion's got the right idea.
Dave is a drunk. Let's just call a spade a spade. Dave is a drunk. And Dave spews a lot when he is drunk. And that is also something that is no real excuse when you are somebody who has a brilliant mind such as Dave Chappelle. But nonetheless, it does bring you down the road of having to explain certain things that you said on stage or where people have caught you in these moments to where you have to kind of go in depth on something that really wasn't even that important to you to speak on in the first place. That also happens a lot in this entertainment space. Mainly with comedians, which is why I feel like comedy is in jeopardy due to how people are now perceiving it and consuming it. Like Dave can't do a special without people saying, oh, you talking about LGBTQ, he's punching down. And Dave can't do a special without now talking about the same group because they're in tandem with each other when they speak on each other. So it's like we need to get to a space where comedians can actually talk about the things they want to talk about without it being the main focus. Niggas telling me that Dave talked about the LGBTQ community his entire special, the new one, and I'm like, it make me not even want to watch it. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it's just that right there turns it off for me. And also, it's like certain narratives like that spread that also deter people from watching it. But that exchange didn't end there between him and D-Ray. Watch this.
I am 50 years old. I am not beefing with you niggas. Ever. And if you guys want to play the game like that, then set them up. Let's play, nigga. But I don't. But if you come here,
Dave ain't with the fuck
let's
shit.
go. Let's go.
Dave with the shits. I don't know if people understand. Dave with the shits. He's with it. And he don't back down from nobody, no community, no nothing. And whether you feel he's right or wrong, whether you agree or disagree, that is somebody who stands on what they say. And it's crazy how those individuals get demonized, or people have harsh criticisms of somebody who stands on the things that they say, opposed to people who don't do that. But this is kind of the world that we live in. Now, I will say this. The narrative, though, because I'm not one of these fanboys out here, clearly, because I know how to disagree with someone when I feel like I feel like I disagree with their point. If I don't agree with it, I'm going to disagree, and I'm going to say why. Dave pointing out that Katt was only going at black comedians, that's false. Because I clearly heard Katt bring up Joe Rogan and his crew of flunkies. All the comedians that Joe Rogan be bringing up under him. He brought up Gary Owen. I know Harvey Weinstein isn't a comedian, but he got at Harvey Weinstein. He didn't make it exclusive to black comedians. I also want to say this. The same thing goes for the people that he spoke on, because he was replying to people. I don't think enough people caught on to that. I mean, I know a lot of people did, but certain people that have this pushback against what Katt did are thinking that Katt just came out and was just going at people. He was responding to people. The better question is, why are these people speaking on Katt, a black man who already is, in our view, blackballed from the entertainment industry, only to make him look worse or to make him look bad in a sense? Why are they speaking on him? They should be uplifting Katt. You shouldn't have a Ricky Smiley telling a story about how he was supposed to play this or how he was supposed to do that. You're not supposed to have these people like Cedric, the entertainer, who allegedly already apologized for stealing this man's joke, go on and try to deny that he didn't. These are things that he's responding to. So although I realize where Dave is coming from, he's wrong in that sense. And also it's very telling because I don't think Dave watched any of that shit. Some people like Dave are so consumed in his own life and the things that he's doing. I don't find it to be a thing for Dave to sit down and watch a podcast or an interview of somebody's, especially somebody who rarely does an interview himself. I think because of the chit chat and how viral it went, and because of all the think pieces and the fact that it's in the comedy world where comedians are going to talk amongst each other, you get 10 to 20 different narratives spread at once. And I'm sure if Dave knew that Katt was in the mode of responding to individuals, this whole rant would have went differently. Maybe not even a rant at all. Maybe he would have just left it to these individuals who are speaking. But see, this is what I'm talking about. People don't really have enough common sense to decide for themselves, especially in this day and age of the internet. People don't decide anything for themselves. you can watch however many clips or you can see however many posts and narratives being spread. If you're not seeing things for yourself or hearing it from the horse's mouth yourself and making an opinion based on of things that you've heard and made a sound decision in your head and thought logically and clearly, and all, but opposed to that, you just took somebody else's narrative and ran with it, you are a robot. And I stand by that. That's one thing I like to preach over here. If I preach anything, I would rather preach niggas thinking for themselves and not for anybody else. Now, Stephen A. Smith has something to say. He decided he was going to compare Donald Trump to Katt Williams. Listen to this.
We have never heard anybody go off on people during an interview the way Katt Williams called out some of the elite comedians in this world who have been highly successful, multimillionaires, I might add. And Katt Williams talked about them like they were trash. So much so, it offended one of the great ones himself, the one and only Dave Chappelle, who's very cool with Katt Williams, by the way, but felt the need to address and, dare I say, blast Katt Williams for his takedown of his fellow comedians. Listen and look on this full screen as to what Dave Chappelle said. What part of the game is this? He only ethered N-word. He didn't say anything about any of these white boys. None of these white boys function like that. Katt is one of the best painters in the game. So why are you drawing ugly pictures of us? Stop. Hurt people hurt people. But I am a hurt person that never hurt people. And he does it all the time. I didn't hear anything that you did wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong, question mark. Katt didn't do nothing wrong. That's what Dave Chappelle said Friday on stage at the Hollywood Improv. You know it's bad when even comedians are offended. But that's what it has regressed into. Because Katt Williams got the underground on lock.
Facts.
The streets love Katt Williams.
Facts.
They appreciate his definition of candor. They appreciate his interpretation of fact. They appreciate the fact that he basically gives the conventional public the finger. And because of it, it's made him even more of a notable figure than his greatness as a comedian, which was very significant and impactful, by the way, even had him.
Interesting take. Interesting take. I thought he was gonna be on some, hey, Katt, you see, you done pissed off one of the goats. You know you wrong when you pissed off one of the goats, but no, surprisingly. Now this is this might be part of Stephen A's comeback to the world. And when I say the world, the niggas, that's what I mean by that. He is trying his best as of late to bring the black community back, or not even back, because I don't even know if they've been there, but to bring the black community in so that he can have some acceptance to some degree. And I think that's why he's been doing the things that he's doing, like calling out Jason Whitlock, having a coon off, and, talking about, the things for black people, and going on this where he goes and is essentially agreeing and backing Katt Williams and him going against the machine and against the corporations that have, subsequently held him back. What up, Do Better? Hey, Theo Coop is in the building, everybody. Say what's up to Theo Coop, man, and make sure you subscribe to the Do Better podcast. Appreciate you, my brother. Now, it's crazy in this instance because it's not that I disagree with Stephen A. It's just I know his approach to this, and I know why he's doing so. It bugs me because I can tell it's him putting on a mask, if you will, so that he can pretend to be something to try to get the love and respect and the admiration from his own people. But I'm going to be completely honest. I've always said this. The damage that you do, and depending on how extensive the damage has become, as far as the things that you've said and done over the years, it'll be very hard for Stephen A to win over the black community like that. Now, I'm not here to shit on Stephen A or anything like that, you know, kind of swerving the course. We're going to get back onto this situation, but that's just how I feel in this situation. That's really how I feel. The information list, he said, Dave is an agent, the overseer of the blacks. When he can point out a group of person, it's okay, but when others do it, he must insert himself as the moral barometer. Listen, I get where you're coming from, but just to be clear, if Dave was an agent, I'm sure that in his agency, going against the LGBTQ community is not a part of that agreement. Also, the overseer of blacks, I have to disagree with as well, because I don't think, I mean, of course, Dave Chappelle has a prominent black fan base, but the majority of people that pull up to his comedy specials that you see in that fucking crowd, very mixed, but a great percentage of white people. Also, when he can point out a group of or a person, it's okay. I doubt that. I don't know where you've been the past 5 years, but Dave has been pointing out a certain group and certain people and been getting shit on, and has been getting his career threatened to be canceled for the way that he's been talking about a certain group. So I see where you're coming from in this instance, but I have to respectfully disagree. Dave Chappelle is still going through turmoil. You literally type in Dave Chappelle right now in Twitter Explorer, the search bar. I'm telling you, within the first 5 things you see, it's going to be something to do with the LGBTQ community. I promise you. And them trying to get him out the paint. So I don't know, but I do understand where you're coming from with that. Now, moving forward, when it comes to this, I need y'all to do me a quick favor. All right, you see to the right of me, this PharoDistro.com right here. All right, this is a website for all my chiefers out there, all my people who partake in the cannabis culture. All right, you can go to PharoDistro.com right there, as you see below, and get 20% off everything on their website right now, courtesy of GMS. Right, that's right. Put in promo code GMS, all capital letters. You can get 20% off everything on the website. They have rose blunts, the ones you get to pack. You ain't got to roll it. You just pack them up and burn them motherfuckers down. They got gummies. They got the CBD. They got the oils. They got the rigs. They gave me my own Dab X Go, man. You know what I'm saying? Put the oil in here and get to going, man. Automatic. So if y'all want to go ahead and check those things out, 20% off everything on the website. Put in promo code GMS. Tell them I sent you. Now, continue on the conversation. Marlon Wayans was a recent guest on the Big Boys Neighborhood show. He has something to say, because I'm pretty sure for days to come, the more interviews that comedians are going to do, they're going to be asked about Katt Williams. And this is what part of what Marlon had to say regarding Katt Williams in this situation. Listen up.
You brought up Shannon Sharp,
Dan and
Katt
Dog.
Williams.
I can't even talk about Katt Williams because I'm too busy looking at Dan and Dog. The way he was faking it. Oh, you can't talk about my friend. You can't do. Oh, come on with that. You
man.
said what? You said you gonna talk about my.
Hold on, shit. So you don't think that? So said that is not funny to you? Just know it's not a rhetorical question.
Who taller, you or Tevin Hart?
Now, Marlon, I love you, my guy. I think you're great, but your Shannon impression is trash. See, when you do the Shannon thought, you got to make sure you pronounce your S's and your country slang the way that you do it. Now, if you want to be like Shannon thought, at some point you gotta call out Skip. Now, I know it's been a while since I've been around Skip, but Skip has been embedded in my mind, and I have been going through trauma since I left Skip. Now, I'm with Stephen A. Smith right now, but I still feel like I look at Skip whenever I look across the table and see Stephen. That's why I had to, calm myself down and take the steps to really call out Stephen's name the right way. See, for the first 2 weeks I was on First Take, I was calling Stephen Skip. And it was real embarrassing, but that's what I had to do. Now let's go ahead and drink some of this cognac and get back to the show.
Oh, man.
I love Shay Shay. This update thing. I love that, man.
Man, 50 million views later, bro.
Gosh.
Did you know that was
start talking about people?
They
Let's
started 2024 off. Did you know any of that was coming, or were you just as surprised as us?
I had no idea.
Yeah. So it wasn't no.
I don't think they had an idea. I had somewhat of an idea when I looked and I saw the brown liquor on the table. I said, oh,
this is it.
And then I looked at Katt, and Katt, Katt only like 4'11". You know what I mean? One shot of that dark liquor, he gon' be in a good space.
Hey man, Shannon Sharp said
one shot.
Oh, that's a fact. Godfrey does some of the best impressions, man. I want to be like Godfrey when it comes to impression. If anything, I want to get that Steve Harvey down. If I practice that Steve Harvey, I want to sound like that nigga Godfrey.
It's a bottle for him.
He came in ready.
Hell no.
And I love when he was like, oh man, we can't do it.
Hell no. I can't do that, man. I can't do it. You gotta move your lips in a certain way and shit. I want to get a full mustache, nigga. I want a full black ass mustache, nigga. I want it to be like this, nigga. Hell no. See, I want to do that.
You no more to drink.
And he was like, I had one less than you. So I'm not talking like
we
this.
We can't give you nothing to drink, but here, smoke this crack.
Yeah, no, you stop that. Hey, man,
nobody had any idea. And here's the thing. When it comes to Katt, we all in stand-up, I look at everybody as a fraternity. I don't care what other people's point of view of this art is. My thing is, we're a fraternity. We're a brotherhood. I'm not going to foster negativity. I'm not going to promote negativity. If I feel a way about somebody, I'm going to talk to that person. I'm not going to air my dirty laundry out like that. I feel this is a gentleman's game, and I would like to keep it as such. Now, I can't tell my other brother in comedy how to conduct himself.
Right.
I still got nothing but love for Katt. Katt be popping off. He stay. Katt gonna be Katt. You gotta know Katt like the crazy nigga, crazy cousin at the barbecue. You know what I mean? That's just Willie.
Right.
You know
yeah,
Willie.
That's just Katt.
Then Katt being Katt, and you can't get
That's
mad.
true. The crazy cousin at the barbecue. Everybody love this nigga, but we know at some point he gonna say some wild shit.
Edit it because Katt's also a brilliant dude.
Yeah, man.
He had a bunch of specials. He's done some great business. He knows how to sell tickets. He knows how to do that.
Let me tell you what.
Everybody run into, hey, there's a fire. I just want to, for me, I'm going to sell my tickets. I'll sell less. I'm just going to sell them my way.
Now, I respect that. I respect his opinion. Now, that's somebody who will give their opinion and be like, I disagree with his approach, but I'm also not going to dictate his approach. I can't dictate how that man feels and what he wants to say in his own perspective and talk and speaking his own truths. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody who can respectfully disagree without having to disrespect you in the process. A lot of niggas who weren't even talked about, who weren't even mentioned in the slightest, not even an associate. An associate comedian of theirs was mentioned. These niggas wanted to go in on Katt. And those are people who either got ties to people that they like the people that Katt talked about, or they actually have a vendetta against Katt. Now, we all know the subject of dresses came up. And I need y'all to understand where these people are coming from when they speak on this. We spoke about this on 3Gs. It was a very actually interesting conversation because, and I spoke about it here. You know, the whole dress conversation is complicated in a way where there are for sure men out here who aren't gay and who also don't see a problem with wearing a dress for entertainment just to entertain the people and get paid and keep it moving. Then there's also the people who want to put on dresses because of their own personal behind doors activities. And then there's also we want to put a black man in a dress to find the one black man like the people I'm talking about, both those types, the one that wants to wear it and the guys that's like, oh, I just want to, you know, entertain the people, and it's not because I'm gay. I'm just doing it to make the money and entertain the people because I'm good at what I do. But the industry collectively, it doesn't, and this is my point. This is the point I'm trying to make. Regardless of if you feel either way, it all comes down to the industry trying to make that a thing when it comes to black men and the emasculation of black men. So regardless if you are the type of man who isn't gay or don't have no feminine tendencies and you never had curiosity with being with a man, that doesn't mean that these niggas aren't trying to emasculate you or put you in the forefront as somebody to show to the rest of the community, hey, look how we got this nigga right here. Look what this nigga's willing to do for a check. Now, here's Marlon's explanation as to the whole black comedians selling out wearing dresses.
I'm not going to tear nobody down to build somebody up, and people got to get back into, you know, the positivity of building people up. You don't see any other race of people tearing people down the way black people do.
Right.
We are our own worst enemies, and we have to stop that. I'm never going to support.
But you know what, Marlon, we're looking at 50 million probably now, I'm pretty sure, in counting, right? And of course, all the clips from Katt Williams were Katt goes at Steve, Katt goes at Said, and those things, man.
He's not wrong for venting what he's venting because that's that man's experience.
Right. And
so I can't strip him of that.
And that's what I can't sit and, you know, I know everybody too. So I didn't trip off of it. But I tripped off of how that was the things that went up. Now, I literally haven't watched anything that long ever, but the negativity is what got it to 50 million.
The 10 Commandments,
But
baby.
when you watch it, people didn't bring up, oh, he paid for Melba Moore's star.
Right.
They didn't bring up, oh, you know, he's a father, foster father to 7 kids.
Right.
You know, when comedians are on stage, he'll send one of his ladies up to give them $1,000 to a comedian.
Jesus. I'm sorry. Once again, I love these two individuals. I really do. My 32-year-old hip-hop entertainment self loves these two individuals, Marlon Wayans and Big Boy. But that's cap. Because just like everything, the controversy and him talking about other comedians was loud, just as loud was people talking about how Katt helped other people. That was just as loud. I shit you not. I pay attention to this. I pay attention. Me doing this right here, I have to pay attention to a lot of shit that's going on, even if I don't want to. And one thing I saw was just like everybody talking about, oh, Katt going at Ricky, Katt going at Cedric, Katt going at Steve Harvey, Katt going at Kevin Hart. Just as loud was people talking about the instances where Katt helped people and didn't want acknowledgement for it. As a matter of fact, this was probably the first time a lot of people heard about Katt's generosity, which also helped people be like, damn, well, why people be shitting on Katt? That opened up, matter of fact, that probably gained him a lot more fans because they probably wondering, why is this seemingly dark cloud over his career as far as him being blackballed, not as far as him making money, because Katt got money and Katt can tour his ass off. Katt ain't got to do another interview the rest of his life. All he got to do is announce he going on tour or announce he popping up somewhere. But when it comes to movies and television and shit like that, Katt is a phenomenal actor. As well as he is a comedian, he is a phenomenal actor. That voice is distinctive, and you may think about his other characters he's played in life when you hear him, but when you see him be his character and act his character, he is just that. And you got to give him his props on that. Now, matter of fact, I'm gonna continue because there's about a minute left of this clip. I want them to get their full point out before we go in on this topic a little
Paid
bit.
for his own specials that he found his own way. Those are the things that the audience needs to extract. We keep extracting what is negative.
Man.
How do we live in a positive way when all we do is digest what is negative about the life? People aren't methylating their life experience the right way. I'm here to get the best nutrients out of life and out of the experience. And I mean, and that's what we need to celebrate more. I'm tired of the rhetoric of, oh, you sell out in Hollywood because you wore a dress. Negro, I wore a dress. It's called White Chicks. You know what we did? We did a classic. Only black people sit there and go, man, our brothers wearing dresses. Oh, so white people, when they wear dresses, when Robin Williams wears a dress in Mrs. Doubtfire, he's brilliant. When Tom Hanks wears a dress in Bosom Buddies, oh, he's brilliant, right? When Dustin Hoffman wears a dress in Tootsie, he wins an Oscar. Black people, as soon as we put on a dress, we start tearing each other down. This is art and this is comedy. You think
Quite frankly, we should only be caring about what it is that we do and what we dealing with. You know, because just in that same sentence, do you know how much white people look out for other white people? You know how much Jewish people look out for other Jewish people, Asians look out for Asian people, you know what I'm saying, and so forth, and only give a shit about what it is that they're doing? We need to do that. We need to pinpoint some of the things that looks off when it comes to our community. This narrative about us being our worst enemies, you can say that when it comes to the violence that happens in our community. But when we hold each other accountable, there's a difference. It's a difference between holding somebody accountable and trying to tear them down. And a lot of these people try to blur the lines because they're one of the people that participated in this very thing that we look down upon in our community. And I'm sorry, Marlon. You decided to do these things, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't look at Marlon any differently. I didn't look at Marlon like, oh, that nigga gay or that nigga zesty. As a matter of fact, when you play the hell out of a character and make it funny, that's when people don't look at it that way. For instance, Martin, Men on Film, with was it Damon? With Damon Wayans and David Allen Greer. Shout out to David Allen Greer. He hit me on Instagram, man. That was pretty dope. Who else, man? I didn't look at Martin when he played Big Mama. You know what I'm saying? Martin put on a dress plenty of times. But like I said earlier, does that exempt, what do you call it, the agenda? Does that exempt the agenda? Does that make it so that the people in those positions who are trying and writing and putting you in these dresses, does that make it so that they are exempt from their agenda or what they're trying to do? So I think the conversation needs to shift. I think it needs to be, and this is where I do agree with Marlon on about tearing other people down, because there is a thing where you either call it out or you tear somebody down. If you tearing another black man down without trying to understand who he is or knowing who he is, then you are in the wrong. But if you're somebody who is calling out what these corporations and what these Holly weird motherfuckers keep doing with our black entertainers, that's another thing. And we can't be complacent in that. That's a fact. Now let me end this real quick.
I'm going to tear down Flip Wilson. You think I'm going to tear down Tyler Perry? I'm not going to tear down any of these brothers. It's comedy. And we should embrace our comedy, all of it. We shouldn't have one type of humor. We should embrace all of our humor. Every shade of black that is black and it's beautiful. Minorities need to stick together and come together and really celebrate us. We have been taught to drag each other down. It's toxic. It is so toxic. I'm just not going to be a part of that.
And although the goalpost was moved just a little bit, I agree with him in the sentiment that overall as a point, not just to this specific subject, but overall as a point, we need to be uplifting each other more and being there for each other in a more positive way. That's a fact. Also, shout out to Theo Coop, man. Sent the 20 in the Cash App, supporting the GMS Fund. I appreciate every single one of y'all that does so. Thank you, Theo Coop. As a matter of fact, he put the Cash App up there in the comments section if y'all want to go ahead and do just like he did and support the GMS show in a big way. Let me read some of y'all comments real quick. Let's see. Theo named off Martin, Jamie Foxx. OG said Dave Chappelle. Yes, all three of them have worn dresses. Trey 979, he said, I seen white chicks in elementary school, never seen it again. Will Stumler said, he said, hit that like, appreciate you, brother. Glittery Bubble said the Wayans got their own so they can do what they want. Ain't no gatekeepers against Keenan. Keenan got his own gate, so Marlon has freedoms of other black entertainers don't have. Actually, that is a great point. That is a great point. Their family is so big and so prominent in this business that there's absolutely nobody that can gatekeep their careers. They gatekeep their own careers. And I think that Keenan had the formula since day one. And a lot of individuals should have followed suit behind that. Not just with the whole idea of, I got a large family, let me put everybody on. But in the sense of, I'm black, I want to make sure that black comedy and black entertainment is black first and not have any type of outside appearances until it gets time to actually being in these rooms where the idea is set and all we need is the writers and we need the film crew and we need X, Y, and Z. It's our plan, our formula, all our shit put together, and we can execute that how we want to. That is a great point right there. Tasha S said, but no one really talked about it until Tyler Perry. People love Martin Jamie Foxx show. That is true. And I will say Tyler Perry, not just because he had an address, but because it was the mixture of having it be a part of the church as well. Church being a place that, clearly historically has looked down on, LGBTQ matters. Then all of a sudden, everybody from church and everybody upping and uplifting Tyler Perry, who's literally cross-dressing to play a character for a living. That's just, it's different variables that add into that. Excuse me. How you say that? Non-Jamoy. Said Kevin Hart said he would never he said he would never wear a dress. Or what did you say? Oh, he said he said he would never and then did wear a dress. Yes, that is true. On SNL, Kevin Hart definitely wore a what was it, like a purple dress or blue dress or some shit like that. It was just very weird, and it is what it is. But I do agree though. Some points I agree with, but I also think that people need to give other people the space to have their opinion, to say what they want and how they feel, especially when things directly were mentioned or correlated to them in a lot of instances. So Katt had every right to speak how he wanted to speak and say what he wanted to say during that interview. Now, moving forward, it's about to get very interesting because I just got this brought across my desk having to do with Miss Fani Willis. If you don't know who Fani Willis is, she is a district attorney in Atlanta. She is the one who spearheaded the YSL RICO case that currently has hip-hop superstar, rap superstar, whatever you want to call him, Young Thug, currently locked behind bars in a long-standing trial right now where we are just hearing about a lot of things that went down that was just egregious. Fani Willis is now being accused because that, it didn't matter at first. The rumors were already circulating during this YSL RICO case that she was sleeping with special counsel. But didn't nobody really bring anything forward or try to, really hone in on that or focus in on that until she was in charge of prosecuting former President Donald Trump for election fraud and election tampering. Now, when that happened, Donald Trump decided to go during one of his many rallies and put this information on blast for his white Republican far right-wing supporters, to which this situation blew up bigger than it would have if she wasn't trying to prosecute Donald Trump. When this happened, so many things got put into place to where information started coming out. First of all, you see her right here, Fani Willis. This is Fani right here, and the man she is allegedly having a love life with, who was previously married to somebody. His ex-wife is the one that has been also helping spearhead this this whole ordeal, giving out documents and releasing statements, bank statements and things like that, that prove that these two have been traveling together, going out of town, having sweet vacations together, shacking up, all types of shit. I want you to hear some of this for yourselves. Listen to this.
Since last week, Ms. Fani Willis has been accused of having an improper relationship with the top prosecutor in the Trump case, Mr. Nathan Wade. And while at first Ms. Fani Willis made a point of staying completely quiet on the matter, just 3 days ago, she broke her silence. This past Sunday, Ms. Fani Willis gave a 35-minute speech at the historically black Big Bethel AIM Church. She began her speech by claiming that these attacks against her were racially motivated. Ms. Fani Willis then continued by implying that Mr. Nathan Wade is also being targeted because he is in fact a black man. However, Ms. Fani Willis made a special point to mention that, quote, "I appointed 3 special counselors. It's my right to do. I paid them all the same hourly rate." Now granted, that is a good defense. By paying all 3 of her special counselors the same hourly rate, it appears that no one was given preferential treatment. However, the only problem with that defense is that it is not true.
Now, what he means by it is not true, well, Fani Willis, who been throwing that fanny back, Fanny been throwing that fanny back. Oh, my Lanta. Fanny been throwing that fanny on her special prosecutor. Now, as you heard this man say, she appointed this man as her special counsel. And she also said that she appointed other individuals where she pays everybody the same wage. And at the end, you heard my man, he said that ended up being false. So you want to know how that ended up being false? Well, let him continue to tell you right here.
In very plain English, the allegation here is that Ms. Fani Willis, instead of using a lawyer with actual experience in RICO cases, instead hired a man that she was having an affair with to prosecute President Trump. She assigned him to be a special prosecutor in order to avoid going through the normal approval process for an outside attorney. She then subsequently...
That was smart. That was smart as hell. Glittery Bubble says she threw her work husband a lick. I know that's right, nigga. He was putting it down. He was giving Fanny them back shots. She said, you know what? I got a job for you, nigga. God damn.
Paid him a hefty amount in taxpayer dollars, while he, in turn, took her on beautiful vacations to California, Florida, and the Caribbean. And here's the cherry on top. Just when you thought it couldn't get any shadier. Included among the exhibits in this court filing is this little gem right here, in which Mr. Nathan Wade charged the county $2,000 in order to travel and to meet with the White House counsel. In practical terms, this is the Fulton District Attorney's lead prosecutor in the Trump case, who also happens to be her romantic partner, charging taxpayers a cool $2,000 in order to travel to talk to Joe Biden's White House lawyers about prosecuting Joe Biden's political opponent.
Crazy. And on top of that, it has been found out that Fani Willis was actually paying that man an extra $100 an hour on top of what he was already being paid, which means he was being paid $100 more than the rest of her special counsel that she appointed, which she said they all were getting paid the same. That doesn't look good. Also, spending taxpayer dollars to go do certain things like this when you making the money that you making $250 an hour, crazy. Crazy. Now, like I said, the person that she allegedly is having her affair with on her special prosecution team, his ex-wife decided to drop bank statements, bank documents from their divorce proceedings. Her lawyer dropped this, showing all of the transactions that he made, sending him and Fani to the same exact places, going on these trips together. Now, I guess you could say they were just traveling together, but when you look up the places that they were traveling to or what website they were using to travel to certain places, it was all vacation spots. All vacation spots. Now, unfortunately, I do have to play a Fox News report, but it goes into depth.
Fani Willis matter, Nathan Wade drama, Fulton County, Georgia. A judge orders the records of Wade's divorce case to be unsealed. Now, he is the lead prosecutor that the Fulton County DA hired for the Trump election meddling trial. So how does it all tie in, and does it matter? Steve Harrigan watching the twists and turns from his post in Atlanta again today. Hey, Steve, good morning.
Bill, this gets a little bit deeper every day. Yesterday, the judge unsealed those divorce records. People are pouring through them. We already saw last week from bank documents released in that divorce case that Nathan Wade, the prosecutor, purchased plane tickets for himself and his boss, DA Fani Willis, to travel to San Francisco, Miami, and Aruba. So far, Willis doesn't have to testify in this divorce case. She has said that attempts to drag her into this case are simply an effort to get in the way of her prosecuting former President Trump. Now, the lawyer for the estranged wife, Wade's estranged wife, says this has nothing to do with politics. It's all about money. Money which she says Wade and Willis are trying to hide.
Ooh.
We have questions. I want to know about how he's been spending his money. I have a reason to believe he's spending it on another woman. That's my client's money. And I want to ask questions about that. She's trying to hide under the shield of her position.
Now, what she means by that, what this lawyer, matter of fact, I'm about to go to her next because fuck Fox News. This lawyer right here, what's happening and why this is even being brought up. See, some people, there's some people out there that are like, oh, his ex-wife is probably scoring. He's moving on to another woman. They divorced. And she's like, how you move on so fast? We was married. I thought we was in love, bitch ass nigga. I'm going to take everything you got. But the problem is that this man supposedly was allowing the funds out of his spousal support that he had in a certain bank account for his ex-wife was being used by Fani Willis, allegedly. This is what they're in court right now about to try to figure out and try to get answers to. So imagine this. Fani Willis, somebody who is being paid upwards from $500,000 to $600,000 just off of her prosecuting Donald Trump alone. Why the hell are you using money out of this nigga's ex-wife's spousal support for anything? Let's see what her lawyer has to say.
Your Honor, I think that you homed in on exactly what the issue is here today. Naturally, the face of her pleading shows that she has unique knowledge with regards to this case. She could have filed a motion for protective order alleging all of the legal grounds for which she would like to not have to sit for a deposition. She believes she's protected, but she didn't stop there. She went further. She asserted in her pleading, her motion for protective order to prevent herself from sitting for a deposition, that she knows the cause of the separation of these people. She knows detailed facts, allegedly, about their relationship. And albeit we'll deal with the falsity of those at a different hearing, that's what she said. She said it in her pleading. So on its face,
she said Fani knows things about their relationship, how it ended, all this extra shit. You want to know what happened? That's, in other words, they in court. They can't say what they really want to say because then it would be all about the drama and the gossip. But let me translate that for you. The ex-wife found out that this nigga was smashing the woman he's working with, aka Fani Willis. She got in touch with Fani saying, you're smashing my ex-husband. How long y'all been smashing? We just got divorced. We still going through the divorce proceedings. How could you do something like this? I done met you several times, bitch, and you fucking my husband. They probably got into it. Fani being the woman that she is. I've paid attention to the way that she conducts herself. I wish y'all could hear the letter that she wrote to her entire office about how this shit was gonna go down. She seems like the type of individual who would have responded to that woman, yep, I am. And he told me why y'all separated. And he told me you ain't shit. Told me you ain't never did shit. And you ain't blah, blah, blah. She probably went off on the lady, told her all about herself and all the things that the nigga been telling her. And she was like, broke her down even more. She said, you know what? All right, you gonna talk that shit? I got something for you. Boom. Now we are here.
Her argument fails that she does not have unique knowledge with regards to the party's marriage and this situation. Beyond that, Your Honor, I would turn the court, obviously, to 9/11/26C and Ewing versus Ewing, which clearly states a party seeking a protective order with regards to discovery. When a party does, the trial court may make an order which justice requires to protect the party or person from annoyance, harassment, oppression, etc. However, protective orders should not be awarded when the effect is to frustrate and prevent legitimate discovery. Furthermore, the Georgia Court of Appeals has held that protective orders are intended to be protective, not prohibitive. And that's exactly what DA Willis is seeking to do in this case. She's not seeking protection, she's seeking prohibition of our ability to access facts. I can state as an officer of the court in my place here today that the first time in the 783 days that this case has been pending, the first time that I heard that the alleged cause of the separation was some false claim with regards to my client in 2017 was in her pleading.
Ooh.
So I have questions.
Ooh.
And that's just the beginning of it.
Ooh, she said Fani overstepped. She went too fast and said something she wasn't supposed to say and ended up putting it in her plea. And it was the first time they ever heard anything about any of that, which means Fani had personal information about said ex-wife before ex-wife even put said personal information out there. Also, let's be very clear. Fani has still not confirmed nor denied sexual relations with this man.
Furthermore, Your Honor, the black letter law in the state is that in divorce cases, in which equitable division of property is at issue, the conduct of the parties, including evidence of the spouse's alleged adultery, is relevant and admissible. We don't have to plead adultery in the initial petition. But we also have the ability under OCGA 91115 to amend the pleadings anytime up until the entry of a pretrial order. We have the right, regardless of whether or not the grounds for divorce alleged in the petition is that the marriage is irretrievably broken, to discover information with regards to adultery. We have questions. I want to know about how he's been spending his money. I have a reason to believe he's spending it on another woman. That's my client's money.
Uh-oh.
And I want to ask questions about that. She's trying to hide under the shield of her position improperly, I would suggest, Your Honor. There's a couple things that are improper about it. First of all, and I'd like for the court to clarify this, there's no doubt that she's busy. She has one of the most active district attorney offices in the state. However, as Mr. Axum cited under 91126.1, D2, if you look at that, it says the person seeking the protective order had unique personal knowledge of one or more matters relevant to the subject matter. We know she did. She put it in her pleading. We also know that she did because although she asserted falsehoods in her pleading, we asserted facts in our response. And those facts, even the ones we've just shown, clearly demonstrate that she's got some unique personal knowledge in this case. But more than that, we're not seeking her deposition as the district attorney of Fulton County. We're seeking her deposition in her individual capacity as the alleged paramour of my client's husband.
Ooh.
So whatever her job is has nothing to do with whether or not she should have to sit for this deposition. I'm sure that it's inconvenient. It's inconvenient for all of us. However, I have questions, and she needs to answer them.
Ooh-wee, Fani Willis, it's about to go down, man. You can't look, man. Look, the ex-wife lawyer ain't playing. She bringing up everything, every excuse, because look, the excuses are coming. Oh, I I don't know anything about this, and I'm trying to get myself to be exempt from doing anything when it comes to deposition. Or, I have a prosecution that I'm worried about. I'm prosecuting an ex-president. I have too much going on. I can't do a deposition. No, you shouldn't have been throwing that Fani back on your special prosecution. Now you got to deal with some extra shit. That ain't nobody's fault but yours. Which is crazy. I can't wait till more of this info comes out, because it not only would be bad for her prosecution or her case that she is currently going through right now with Donald Trump, but that is also going to fall on the Young Thug case. And when the Young Thug situation, all the shit I don't even know if y'all been paying. I haven't really been paying attention to that, but it looks like they're one of their key witnesses who they were going to have testify against Young Thug. That nigga start backtracking. It's literally like a movie. Like they got him to flip, and then as soon as he got on the stand, this nigga caught amnesia. It's like, and they already know it's because the threats came. The threats came through. This man's life is in jeopardy now. I mean, it don't even matter if he flipped on the stand now. The fact that you almost got on that stand to flip, your life is in danger, fam. Your life is in danger, bro. But even then, it's like that case could get messed up all due to these not even infidelities, but just people going around trying to smash on each other when they shouldn't be smashing each other. All these people in the world, and you want to try to get up in your special prosecution? I don't know, man. Fani's she's very bold. Very bold. Speaking of bold, speaking of bold individuals, you know who's very bold? And I wanted to talk about this last, I don't know if I wanted Friday or, I forgot what day, man. But when we decided to do the breakdown of academics and his former friend Lil Boom, him going around speaking of fannies, touching butts in Walmart, more footage came out later that day. And this was after we went through the situation of listening to him, give his details about what he felt happened. And the only security footage that was released was the camera footage of the officer sitting there taking notes and kind of blocking the vision of things that were going on. After we sat there listening to him come up with multiple excuses, already in our minds, we knew he was guilty. He just sounded guilty. Everything he was coming up with, I was on edge, and I had my headphones in. I just wanted to get my fish and get back home so I could cook. All this shit sounded dumb as hell. It's anecdotal. I felt like they saw a dirty, dusty nigga that was high and smelled like weed, and they were feeling. And I'm looking at them like, man, what the fuck? What? When we clearly watching something different happen on film. We watched something different happen on camera. You got caught in 4K and still sat there on a stream for 5 hours wrong. For 5 hours wrong. Not 5 hours long, 5 hours wrong. Trying to plead his case. Even went as far as to talk about trying to sue people for defamation because they got shit wrong when the only thing they were doing was reading off an actual case. They were reading off actual paperwork. They didn't come up with narratives. They didn't come up with anything random out they ass or assumptions. They were reading off literal paperwork. This man was panicking so bad that he was talking about suing niggas for reading actual documented police paperwork of a case that already happened and was closed and that you pled no contest and was found guilty for. That alone let me know that you was lying. Now, like I said, after that stream happened, more footage was released of not just that, he lied about the cosmetic section as well. This was the original video. Not the original, but this was the first video that people kind of seen, but from a distance, because they were watching it from a camera, looking at computer screens of the security footage. But this is the footage right here that shows when he actually went up to try to touch a minor before trying to touch the sister. And you could see the little girl reacted by turning around fast when he walked up and touched her. You see how she spun around? She didn't spin around for no reason and look back that quick because a black man was standing behind her. Then him in the cosmetic section. Matter of fact, this is when I knew he lied about the cosmetic section. When they first asked him if he was in the cosmetic section, he said no. Then when 1090 Jake got on the stream and mentioned the fact that, and actually read the police report where it said he was in the cosmetic section, he said, yeah, I was in the cosmetic section, but I was there to buy something for my sister because it was her birthday. I had to get something for my sister. Oh, okay. Then the conversation came back up down the way because they just couldn't get it out of their minds that he was in the cosmetic section, even after he said he had to get something for his sister. So then when they actually asked him again about the cosmetic section, when they started asking him if he bought anything, this is why it was crazy. This was like an interrogation. Then when they asked him if he bought anything, he said he didn't end up buying anything in the cosmetic section, which let everybody know, first of all, you lied about being in the section. Then you admitted to being in the section because you bought something for your sister. Then you admitted that you didn't even buy anything from the cosmetic section. So not only were you over there, but you didn't buy shit. And the fact you didn't buy shit, and people now realize that this is the video that led to you being in the cosmetic section. Look at what he was in the cosmetic section trying to do. Touching butts. With his phone out, creeping. Then walks up and does it again. Being a whole creepazoid. Then tries to return, put the camera under her bottom, and take pictures until a nice Samaritan saw him and brought her buggy up to go in between them. This man sat up here and lied for hours. Matter of fact, lied so much and was going on his own streams talking, I don't give a fuck. My family don't get this. This is also how you know people lying, when they try to come up with things that try to validate them or try to make them feel better about the situation. When he sat there on his own stream talking about, my family don't care, my girl don't care, my friends don't care, I got my fans, I got my family, I got my girl, I got my music, that's all I need. I don't care about nothing. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. Then the damaging footage dropped and this nigga went somewhere. This nigga deleted his Instagram, put his Twitter on private. I don't know if his Twitter's still there. He replied to one of the videos I posted. Matter of fact, he replied to this video that I posted. And I can't even see where he replied because his whole tweets are protected where people who aren't following him can't see. But I posted this video. I said, DJ Academics gets a text from Lil Boom admitting to touching minors at Walmart and apologizes for lying. Academics ends his stream in tears. This is what happened. This is when Academics got that damaging text message from Boom. Listen up.
He texted me. He said,
"Listen close.
I'm gonna sit or say it only to you, nobody else, and apologize to you for not telling beforehand and basically making it look stupid. You helped me through so much." And I looked at you like a big brother. I heard you say get help, but I want you to know since that day, I've gotten help. And I've grown so much since then. I quit smoking, got off drugs, and changed my whole life around. What I did was wrong. Indirectly or not, I was just not in the right headspace whatsoever. I wish you the best in your life and in the future. I'm going to continue to better myself and take this as a growing experience.
And then he ended up crying and ending the stream abruptly. Boom texted that man because now it was undoubtedly the truth that he was a weirdo and he was touching not only women's butts, but children. Ain't no just, oh, I've been getting help and I've been changing my life around. I stopped smoking. Newsflash, Lil Boom. Smoking weed doesn't make you a pervert. That's just something that you were already. Weed or not. Hurricane JW said, Lil Boom, another dummy making black people look bad. Trey 979 said, we got to stop feeling guilty just because someone else is black. Also, this ninja, a whole pervert. You know, the great thing about this is Boom isn't black. Boom is Somalian. Yeah, that's right. Boom is not a black American. Boom is a Somalian from Somalia. So if anything, he's making Somalians look bad. I ain't see a lot of Somalian people trying to claim him, though. That's the funny part. Motherfuckers is out here talking about black people, not y'all, specifically the people's comments I read off. But I've been on Twitter. I've seen those little think pieces and people talking about, oh, protecting the black men and black men always trying to keep them. No. That man is Somalian, and he isn't making Somalians look bad. Let's make that clear. That's all I wanted to make very abundantly clear. All right. But yeah, he has cut ties with Lil Boom, as he should. And I feel like everybody around should have done the same. Nobody knows where he is or what he's doing. Hopefully he's somewhere in a crawl space in a fetal position, crying his eyes out. Because he's one of those people that is so loud when it comes to things like that. And that's one thing you have to pay attention to when people are super loud about other people's, let's say, weirdness. Like when the guy that hears that somebody else is a pedo and he just is jamming into it, he's just doing the most. He's the loudest one in the room. He's yelling. It's almost like he's trying to convince people of something. I noticed that about a few people, like when it comes to the LGBTQ community, the people that constantly speak on the community or constantly talk about this is gay or constantly is always in gay business when you are supposedly not gay. You're trying to get something out of you. You're trying to express something that you just are afraid to express. That's how I feel. And it usually turns out to be correct. You know, I done found some things out about certain people who try to go hard about a certain community and end up being people that are actually a part of that community on the down low, pun intended. Nigga got a whole song called Down Low. Yeah, we know. We know. We peeped it. But you can tell. It's very obvious. Now, we gonna go into the like section. Great segue. We gonna go into the like section. I got a few things I want to point out in the like section. One of those things being this topic right here. This actor, this guy right here, Justice Smith. I don't know if you guys know who this guy is. He's been in plenty of films. He's been in Jurassic Park. He also was a part of one of my favorite Netflix series, The Get Down. Which was probably Netflix is probably like one of their best shows that they ever made, and for some reason decided to cancel it, which was probably one of the worst decisions that Netflix ever made in their lives. I'm telling you, the Get Down was, top notch. But he was the lead actor in that movie. He played Zeke. Now he is starring in a movie called The American Society of Magical Negroes. And apparently when the movie came out and people saw it, they were like, wait, we thought that this was going to be something else. This turned out to be the total opposite, right? Now, during this conversation that they were having about the film, this man right here, Justice Smith, decided to say that there were black people who were triggered by saying something that they weren't ready to admit to themselves. And to put in more context, this is what he meant.
When we were doing a lot of the focus screenings, there were black people who were triggered by seeing something that they weren't ready to admit in themselves. That they were like, I've never made space for white people in this way. I don't understand this experience. And then there were black people who were like, this is me. Even last night, I talked to a couple of influencers, and they're like, this is me. Like this is what I've had to do to grow up in my environment. But I love the way it showcases how we're not a monolith. You know? This piece of black art is so singular, and like I think controversial because it's expanding like what black art can be, and it's talking about such a specific side of blackness, such a specific side of survival that I don't know we've seen before. This really like microaggressive, like corporate racism, you know? Like
I did like this thing because I've seen it and experienced it so many times. So when the Asian actress An Lee, when you talk to your coworker and he says, "Nope, she's white." And you go, "No, I think she's white, so she's white, so I'm absolved." Because we've seen that. We've seen when O.J. Simpson was first being pursued by the police, the first 48 hours, white people were apologizing to him. The district attorney was on TV going, "Please, O.J., we love you. You're our hero. Please, can you come by the police station?" In 48 hours, they're like, "Blackie, get your ass here." Same thing with Tiger Woods. When Tiger Woods first burst onto the golf scene, all the white people, a lot of white people, not all of them, were saying, well, he's really not black. He's whiter than black, so he's kind of on our team. Then when he fucked up, he's like, he is.
Yes.
Well, it's conditional, right? It's part of what that idea is, right? And it's like, you know.
Now, let me stop it there, because I want to go back to what this guy was saying, what Justice Smith was saying, this guy right here. Talking about the microaggressions and corporate racism and things like that. And it stuck out to me because somebody else wrote down here the same exact thing I was thinking. We've never seen microaggressive corporate racism? What? We have not only seen it, but lived it time and time again. What is unique about this rendition of surviving racism? And it's also interesting to me because, like, me personally, I'm tired of this narrative that black audiences are unsophisticated or cannot handle challenging material, when that is essentially the entire history of watching movies while black. Think about that. Why do people think that black people are just uneducated enough or just too sensitive to see the truth about life, when we have been trying to speak truth about life forever and been ignored the whole time? Until recently, motherfuckers try to bring up Black Lives Matter, try to actually be on the side of righteousness and what's fair in society. But we still have an alarming amount of people in this population who get triggered just by thinking about black people being somewhat of importance in this country. How many renditions are we going to have of this type of thing? Why couldn't we just have a movie about a bunch of magical Negroes? Isn't that what the fuck isn't that the title of the movie? The American Society of Magical Negroes. Why can't we just have a bunch of black niggas in a movie like Harry Potter or some shit? Why can't we just be magical and do a bunch of magical shit without there being some racial undertone under it for you to try to teach black people a lesson that they already know? Oh, I wonder who came up with this idea. Let's see. Let's see. The American, let's see. Let's see. What is this movie called? The American Society of Magical Negroes. Let's check the IMDb. Director, let's see who. Kobe Libby. Who is Kobe Libby? This is Kobe Libby. He is the director of this movie. Interesting. Let's see. Producer. Who's Mike Upton? I just want to see the people in this lead right here. Can we see who Mike Upton is? Can we not see? Angel Lopez doesn't sound like a black name. Who is Lenoid? Who is Lenoid? Let's find out who Lenoid is, huh? Who is this guy? Is this Lenoid? I keep seeing white people. Why every time I click on the name, I see somebody of the fairer skin? Oh, this gotta be it, right? Rita Walsh. Okay, somebody named Rita definitely got to be somebody black, right? Rita. Let's see. Who is Rita Walsh? Up. We done found Rita. We done found Rita. Oh, my Jesus. I wonder who came up with this movie. We done found Rita Walsh. Okay. Who else, man? Eddie. All right. Surely a nigga named Eddie, right? Let's find out. Let's find out if Eddie is who he is. Let's see. Eddie Vaseman. Oh, I don't want to do this. Eddie. He's a producer. Eddie Vaseman. Damn. Eddie Vaseman. All right, damn it. All right. Oren Moverman. Let's see who Oren Moverman is. Let's see if we can. Oh my God. Help me. Somebody help me. Do y'all see what I'm trying to get at? While this nigga that was just somebody who was an actor in the movie is sitting up here talking about what black people need to be smart enough to comprehend, guess who is behind this narrative? Huh? Look who's behind these narratives. Oh, but black people tripping, right? Okay, let's see who did the music. At least a music to a black film has to be done by some. Oh my God. Help me. What is going on? I mean, am I tripping? Am I tripping? As we sat here, and this movie is called The American Society of Magical Negroes. So far, we have seen 90% white people behind this shit. What are we talking about? Writer? The writer was Kobe. The writer was this man. This man, Kobe Libby. This is the man that wrote it. They tried to make him. They tried to make him a light skinned nigga right here. This the same person. I'm telling y'all, this the same person. Oh my God. I bet you Kobe one of them niggas that tell you how it was like difficult, how being mixed was like, oh, black kids didn't accept me because I wasn't black enough, and the white kids didn't accept me because I wasn't white enough, and I had to grow up and start making things about mixed races and racial movies. Good old Kenya Barris ass nigga, man. Let's stop this shit. Let's see, man. I think he's American. Let's cut him some slack. Let's find out who he is. Kobe Libby is an American. Let's see. We're over here now. I'm going to read this right here. Kobe Libby right here. Is an American comedian, actor, writer, and director. He is from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Oh, nice. Shout out Indiana. All right, brother. He was a cast member on The Opposition with Jordan Klepper, a new satire television series that aired on Comedy Central. On the show, Libby was billed as a citizen journalist. Other television series in which he has appeared include Doubt, Transparent, Girls, and Madam Secretary. Yeah. And he graduated from Yale. He's an educated brother. This is great. Hey, Kobe, I really want to know why you decided to grab all white and one Mexican to to write this movie, bro, and to produce it. That's really what I want to know. Everybody we looked up here was white besides Angel and Kobe. Who's Julia? Did we look up Julia yet? Julia Labadib. Oh, yeah, we did look up Julia Labadib. She's an actor. Yeah. She helped write in this movie, too. This lady helped write the American Society of Magical Negroes. I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to fully grasp that shit. This woman was in charge of helping produce a movie called The American Society of Magical Negroes, along with Mike Upton, Angel Lopez, Kobe Libby, Leonid, Rita Walsh, Eddie Vaseman, and Orrin Moverman, which all were white individuals and one mixed dude. Yeah, tell me again. I just want to know. That's insane though, right? Like, I'm not tripping about this. Then you sending the only niggas in the movie, the only two lead niggas in the movie, you gonna send to do these interviews to talk about the things that black people are uncomfortable with or the conversations that we don't want to have. Stop it, man. Interesting. Now, last but not least in the like section, I got to speak on this shit right here. This is just amazing to me how people come up with some of the most random things in society. But what you have right here is another Whack 100 production. Whack 100 is now a new booty goon for No Jumper. And he has been going on here doing his content thing. And recently they had somebody on here by the name of Loose Cannon or something like that, who went on No Jumper to accuse Big U. If y'all know who Big U is, he's somebody prominent out there in LA, former Crip supposedly, who has ties with a lot of people in gang culture, and somebody who wants to try to help rehabilitate and revitalize things around in the neighborhood, so to speak. I don't know how much he's actually done. I haven't paid attention, so I'm not going to discredit the man or credit the man, so I'm just going to leave it right there. This Loose Cannon guy has now tried to implicate Big U in the murder of Nipsey Hussle. He alleges that right before Nipsey was killed, he got a phone call from Big U saying that Nipsey was killed. And after he got off the phone with Big U, he called Nipsey, to which Nipsey answered the phone. And they had a normal conversation and said they loves and peace outs. And he said within 30 minutes of that phone call, he was getting his phone blown up to say that Nipsey had been killed. His interpretation of that situation or alleged situation that took place was that Big U called and was ahead of his situation before it happened. Now, I'm just going to say, full disclosure, I don't know anybody ever in life who have tried to jump in front of a murder that they were a part of or that they orchestrated. I don't know anybody who took a guess at somebody being dead and called somebody else to say, hey, they just died when they didn't die. I don't know anybody like that. I don't know anybody who especially in this situation that would definitely be high profile, would implicate themselves in that way. It just sounds unrealistic, but let him tell it.
It's like, cause he'll be like, he'll manipulate things. Like, we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to, you know, counting everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they get that? Oh, well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But cause it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns, and when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like, I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm his
high-tech shit.
I'm his right hand man. You get what I'm saying? So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm gonna get it. You get what I'm saying? And then like one day,
you know why he wanted to get a dude back to 40, right? Because he was gonna make dude give him 20 for getting it back.
Of course.
And kept you out of it.
Of course. He did that to when I did that to Meek Mills and Rick Ross.
What'd you do to them?
So
the club, when you sweated them in the club?
Yeah.
Dude, and Meek and Rick have no idea that Draw sent you at him.
No, yeah, they sent that because I called Ross. I'm like, Ross,
Boy, this shit getting crazy.
Drop off the 50,000, and we're gonna let Meek live on crib. So Ross dropped off the 50,000, and so me and the homies we go back. He stopped answering the phone. He stopped picking up and shit like that. And we were like, "What you doing?" Like 2 days later, he called me. He was like, "Oh, nephew, where you at?" And I'm like, "Nigga, where my money at?" And he was like, "Oh, I needed it for bills. I needed it for." I'm like, "What?" Like, cause that's some weird shit. And then he stopped answering the phone because I'm trying to pull up on him. Like, bro, you got to come and see me. And then it's like,
he talking about Big U.
We were doing a TV show like a while back, right? And I'm on a phone. He FaceTime me. So he FaceTime me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone, and I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got, or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yep, and
you
we
like
were just talking on regular. So it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
you don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot 1 minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you and just 30 never minutes.
This nigga sounding like Lil Boom right now, coming up with every excuse as to why he didn't use logic in that situation. If I got a phone call, listen to me. If I got a phone call, and I'm pretty sure if anybody that's listening right now got a phone call about somebody that they love and care about being killed, and they called that person, why would you not mention that somebody said that you got killed and this is the reason why I'm calling you? Who just calls somebody and just pretends to act normal on the phone and don't say shit about it? That's the first issue with this story. The very first issue. Secondly, somebody FaceTime you to tell you that somebody killed prematurely, and if they're the person that orchestrated it, just doesn't make sense to me.
After you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty double back 3 times. You get what I'm saying? And first he shot him. Boom, go into the alley, came back and shot him, boom. It wasn't good enough, and then he came back and he shot him again, but now it's like
how did he know?
Yeah, no, but
that's crazy.
It's deep. So it's like I don't know who to trust.
Now let me ask you a question. I heard this. I don't know how true it is. I heard that Shitty and Nipsey had a fight.
Yeah, they had
prior to a couple weeks before that.
They had a fight like a week before that. When they had a fight, you know, Shitty ain't known for fighting.
Yeah, not at all.
He known
Not at
for
all. Yeah.
doing the other things. So at the end of the day, it's like Nipsey beat him up. Nipsey is what's like 6'4", 6'5". Shitty is like 5'5", 5'6". You get what I'm saying? Like frails. Like he get high.
So there was already some friction there.
Yeah, it was already friction because of like some police telling shit and.
Now let me ask you something, bro, because you know they gon'. I know you. See, you don't say nothing. You kind of like me in a way. You don't say nothing unless.
But the homies know. So it's like, it's not like I'm saying something that they don't know. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's like you telling me, oh, I'm fucking with the police or whatever like that, trying to smooth your background out. So I'm like, on 6-0, I'm going to expose your buster ass neighborhood crib. And if a nigga take it any type of way, they could get at me or I'll pull up and get at them.
Now, this goes back, because I'm tired of listening to this nigga talk. He sounds slow as shit. This goes back to the conversation that I was having when we were talking about Cookie Hall and how she was confronted when she brought up the story about Katt beating on women. Where is your moral high ground? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people try to expose people after a certain point because somebody did something wrong to them, when in reality, you should have been exposed, this motherfucker. You should have been did this. If you feel the way you feel about that situation now that you did when it happened in real time, you should have had a problem with it then, and you should have addressed it then, and you should have put some shit on blast then. But people wait until it's convenient for them, and they don't worry about the family. They don't worry about none of that. First of all, they talk about Nip can't rest, man. What about Lauren? What about his kids? What about his sister, his brother, his mom, his dad? Why aren't people thinking about the fact that he still got people alive that are grieving his loss? And every time they turn around, it's got to be one of these niggas making claims about Nipsey or making claims that somebody has something to do with Nipsey's death and all types of shit. Everybody out for self, it looked like. Because he could have been brought this information out. Big U been around for a minute. But as soon as the nigga say something about him, now all of a sudden you want to put this info out. I think it's Katt, to tell you the truth. Because how you going to say a nigga put somebody up to something and then in the same breath talk about the fact that they just got in a fight a couple weeks before, and that the dude who killed Nipsey isn't known for fighting, he known for shooting. So what does that tell me? A nigga already had motive to go and do something to Nipsey after Nipsey apparently beat his ass before, a couple weeks prior. I don't know. I think I just use more logic and common sense in situations. And when people get in front of the camera and start talking in these interviews and in these big platforms, they just start going and don't even think about what it is that they saying. Let Nipsey rest, man. Let Nipsey rest. That man is gone. He's not coming back. He left a legacy. Let it be that. You know what I'm saying? With all due respect. I hate that conversation around. I really do. I really hate the conversation around Nipsey. It needs to be better. And that's where that Marlon saying comes in full circle. When we should be able to uplift each other instead of always trying to tear each other down and put these, narratives on people, because that's not just a narrative. The police could pull up on Big U and start questioning his ass over this shit. Now, apparently, this guy has video proof that Big U called him or FaceTimed him to let him know that Nipsey got killed before Nipsey was killed. And he said that it's going to drop in a few weeks. Big U responded to all of this and said that you guys are going to realize that this man is a liar when no video footage is even released of this incident, because there is no video footage, because it never happened. He called out Whack 100, called out Adam 22, and just let them know, like, y'all doing this shit for views and for content, and y'all niggas gonna get yourselves in a situation y'all don't want to be in over the shit. And that's really what No Jumper is about now. You know, Adam lost the key components to his platform and had to bring in other new faces that people don't give a damn about and who are easily replaceable. And then wanted to add Whack 100. Now he want to try to have all these interviews that involve gang shit. Like, that's the shit that I hate. Adam 22 comes from none of this, but he has decided to surround himself with niggas from the streets so that he can get the content needed for a white platform to thrive, so that he can continue to make all the money in the fucking world from real shit that's happening in the streets. Also, yes, it's dry snitching like a motherfucker. That is dry snitching at its finest. You about to bring the feds to this nigga door. You about to bring detectives to question this man. You about to have them put eyes on that nigga because you mad that he calling you so-and-so and that he said this about you. And it be the main ones talking about they gonna sue you that end up going on the internet trying to expose you and try to get the police on you because they really scared in real life. So yes, that man is dry snitching like hell, and he's standing next to one of the biggest dry snitchers in the world who act like he got a problem with snitches but love to work with him. AKA Whack 100. But it's all good. You know, No Jumper is a place that's going to go downhill very soon. It's going to be hilarious to watch all these street niggas who really believed in Adam 22 and depended on a check from that man, watch him go make his millions in the porn industry and leave them niggas behind because he don't give a damn about none of them. None of them. All these dudes that he's putting on his platform, they can get shot today, God forbid. What you think Adam gonna do? You think he gonna grieve? You think he'll be sad? You think he gonna shut down No Jumper for a week to? No. He gonna bring another one of you niggas off the street to replace him, put him in his spot, and keep talking this weird shit, getting people jammed up. Because it sells for him. He ain't got to worry about it. He not the one talking the gang shit. As long as he can denounce it and say that he's not a part of it and he don't come from it and he don't. Trust me. I wouldn't want to be surrounded with people I'm not familiar with in that position. I could lose everything. But he got his backups, you know. He could just have another nigga DP his wife on camera and make another bag and he be fine. The rest of y'all niggas gonna be scrambling. Y'all in a plantation right now. The No Jumper plantation. And it's sad to see. Well, anyway, GMS fam, the green room. It's been a dope ass show once again. Glad to be back this lovely Tuesday evening. I will see y'all tomorrow and I will see y'all maybe Friday. Maybe. But yeah. Y'all gonna see more of me in a different place. I'll let y'all know about that soon. But as y'all decide to disperse from the GMS show, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the share. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Use that promo code GMS at ferrodistro.com. And if you want to support the GMS show in a big way, you can donate to the GMS Fund via Cash App that is in the description below. Shout out to Theo Coop for sending the 20 in the Cash App. I appreciate you, my brother. Where my GMS fam at? Let's go. See y'all. Put a GMS in the chat. Who was in the building today? Let's see. Hey, we got Glittery Bubbles in the building. King Lukey, Vale, G Nation, DJ Travo, Daryl, Ping Ping Now. Glow was in the building. Tasha S was in the building. Not Tasha K, but Tasha S. Nairobi was here. My guy Trey 979. Who else was here, man? Where y'all at? Hurricane JW was in the building today. Appreciate you, GMS fam. Nate Kush was here. Prune was here. Monica Salter was here. Arias Baby G was here. Where my people's at? Kid at Heart was in the building. Oh, man, GMS fam really pulled up today. The Informationalists. Do Better Podcast. My nigga Theo Coop pulled up. Nan Jamoy, Sonny pulled up. Will Stumbling was here. OG Mont was here. Latoya Young, Zen Master, Dub Deuce, George Smith, Highway J, Joe Blast, my guy, Grits and Gravy, Soda Slim, Promi Cole. Oh my goodness. Jake was here. Hey man. Shout out to my GMS fam. Sanaa, I see you, family. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. GMS fam, the green room, we are out.